Morning, everybody. I do a quick video this morning. Hadn't done one in a few days, and I see my friend Ashley has said hello already. So let's put the link in the chat and call it good. There we go. So yeah, crooked as a dog's hind leg. What do you say? Growing up, what was the big insult? It's like Watergate. Remember? This is a lot like Watergate. Worst thing in the world. Crooked politicians lying and stealing and cheating. It's terrible. Watergate. Joe Biden said, "Oh, my beer." Him and Obama. Tell them people, man, you guys, you haven't even begun to be crooked. Crooked. Just crazy. I thought, yeah, man, the most crooked people in politics up to this point is Watergate. Wake and bake with you guys. I don't know anymore. I mean, what are you gonna do? What are we gonna do? Because I mean, Jesus, when you catch people red-handed as we've been caught, as have been caught, nobody. Nobody goes to jail. There's Ashes. Good morning, Ashley.
I don't know why my camera ain't working.
Your camera ain't working. I can see you.
You can?
I can. You're smoking a cigarette in the dark.
Wonderful. I can't see me. What? Are you serious?
Yeah, I can see. There you go, smoking that cigarette again.
Oh, calm down.
That's a little better light there.
You ain't got to call nobody out like that.
But, well, I mean, you kill yourself, I call you out. What do you?
Yeah, Jason. Oh, Jason is let's see, he's on his 12th day. With no coffee, no sugar, no cigarette, and no alcohol. I am no coffee, no sugar, no cigarettes. No coffee, no sugar, no alcohol in 12 days. And well, after the third day, I had to go get a cigarette. I was so unbearable. No. Oh, I knew I shouldn't have done that one.
Oh my Lord. Now,
oh my goodness.
Started. Listen. The way normal people do things is you pick one thing and you tackle it, like the sugar. Okay.
Right.
I tackled the sugar first a couple of years back. The tobacco, we're not gonna fight that fight yet, And you just got to one thing at a time.
I'm learning. I tried this when I got off Suboxone, and I went friggin' nuts. But stayed off Suboxone, but went back to cigarettes and coffee and sugar. So now, yes, you are right. But I've been really good. I ain't had no coffee. I've had a cookie, 2, 4, maybe. But I don't think there was much sugar in them.
Right.
So I had a little bit of sugar. And that's about right.
Well, good for you.
I know. Can you see? Man, I can't believe you can't see me because I can't see what I'm showing you. Oh, well, here, just let me pick one up.
I can see you.
No, I mean I can't see me. I can't see me. I see a green screen. Let me find. I got little baby chicks. Let
You
me
got
get Shalom.
chickies.
Yeah, I'm gonna catch Shalom and I'll show you.
All right.
You little sucker. Come here. Bump. Here's Shalom.
All right.
Ain't
You're
she
gonna be
cute?
good eating someday, chickie.
My little girl. Oh, her's a sweet little girl.
You know, fry you up in the pan.
Oh, the other ones, they've gone into great unknown. I let them out in the mornings. Well, no,
Wow.
I actually don't let them out. They jump out.
Are
And
they free range chickens?
yeah, you little sass.
So you call yourself a free range chicken farmer?
I do. I do. I gotta catch them.
So
Man,
if
they're
I was
quick.
to come to your town and say I'm looking for that free range chicken farming Nash lady, you know where she at? They'd know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Everybody knows where I live. Everybody knows where I live.
Oh,
Everybody. What you been
well,
doing, man? I heard you had a grandbaby.
I have, yeah, we had little Emma Sue. Emma
Yeah.
Sue, she'll be 3 weeks old now. Well, yeah, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 2.5. She was born on the 12th,
3 weeks.
March, March
Oh,
the 12th.
oh, oh, my goodness.
Yeah, she's a doll. And it's funny. She's darker than her sister because her dad is half black and half white. He's pretty
Oh.
dark. He's a mocha guy. He's not black, but he's pretty dark. And Lulu's actually fairly light skinned like Maddie. And then Emma Sue, now the older Emma Sue gets, the darker she's getting.
That's
She's
oh,
beautiful.
oh.
Maddie said she even had a stranger ask her if the girls had the same baby daddy. Can you see Emma Sue there without the light?
Oh, oh my goodness. Look
Yeah,
at that little precious thing.
she's a doll. She's a doll.
Oh, she is a doll. Look at her. Oh my goodness.
But we
But-
we're lucky, yes. We're grandparents times two, healthy, sweet babies. And we're just waiting on our cue to when they say, come back, come see them. They tell us when we can come see them, and we go see them.
Oh,
Oh, put Kathy in your prayers. She's flying out to Vegas today to have a few days with her sister.
oh yeah. How long has it been since you seen her sister?
6, 7 years. Been a while. The last time that it was a Vegas trip. Her sister's in Canada.
Oh,
Yeah. So
so she's going to Canada. Oh no, she's going to Vegas. She going to Vegas. She gonna meet her sister there.
yeah, they're gonna meet in
Oh,
Vegas. I'll be back
oh,
for a few days. I
yeah,
love the silence.
yeah, yeah. I'm sure you do. I bet you'll enjoy it, having some quiet.
There you go. We can't get our weather to turn all the way here.
Ours ain't either.
It keeps getting cool and moist, and you wake up in the morning, you go out, and it's 45 degrees here in Southeast Texas. What the hell's going on, man? Global warming.
I know. We thought it was over, and Willow was like, no. She said we got another one coming, another cold snap. She was like, because the blackberry flowers ain't grown yet,
Yeah,
and I was like, and man, she was right. Here come the cold snap. We're back in robes and coats and
yeah.
leggings.
There's several days I got up. I'm gonna go outside, walk the dogs. Whoa, no, I'm not. Better put some clothes on. What's going on in here in this
I
world, man? Who is George Soros controlling my weather too? He controls my politicians. He controls my supply chains. Now he's controlling my weather.
Dude, I seen Jason just showed me right before I seen you come on a little, I think it was like a TikTok video or whatever, that somebody had showed where it was Biden scratching his neck, and you could see that it was a mask. It was
Yeah,
something that was pulled over his head.
yeah, I saw
And
that.
yeah, I don't know, man. So I'm so leery about certain things anymore because of this new AI. The junk that they can do, and it's like, how do you know what's real and what's not anymore? I
Oh
mean,
no.
you
Well,
can't
we were
tell.
talking about this 10 years ago.
Hmm.
I remember watching a Glenn Beck program where he was talking to people then they were going, yeah, it's common that you'll be able to, if you've got a picture of someone and you have audio of their voice, there will be no problem in the future to do a full replica. And, and you won't be able to tell the difference, even if you know the person. And he's going, that seems dangerous. You shouldn't be able to do that. And he said, well, it's going to be, its big play is going to be in the movie industry. And they were honestly saying that they can go back and get like John Wayne and all those and make whole new movies now. And the AI will do their voice, will do their mannerisms, and the computer generation, the CGI, just replicate the person, and we won't know the difference. They're already saying we don't know how many of these actual movie stars are really on screen anymore.
Right, right, right. Yeah. No,
I mean,
that's so true.
is that really them, or is it a computer, generated image of them?
Right. No,
You
that's
know,
so true.
that was
You
10
got
years ago, and I remember Glenn Beck going, "Well, so we'll be paying movie stars, and they're not even going to be in the movie." And he said they'll license out their likeness. Is what
uh,
they'll do. They'll license out their, like the college sports does, name, image, and likeness. They'll license that out and go ahead, CGI movie of me. Just send me my check.
that is so freaking crazy, man. That is
Man. Yeah,
the art. The art of everything is like leaving. Like, the I mean, well, I was talking to my buddy, because I have a friend. Well, my friend Dallas, who passed away, he was in his 60s, and he was an excellent photographer. I mean, like amazing photographer, old school camera, And he quit. He told me, he said, I quit whenever the digital cameras came out. He was like, because the art, the art of
yeah,
taking pictures is
yeah,
moving.
yeah. And
And
there's a lot to be said for photography like that, because it's what that person sees. But with digital AI pictures, it's just so you can tell there's really nothing there. But that the AI can replicate any painting style or era you want. And that's what's scary, is people are going, that is so cool. I just love that. All I have to do is yada yada. And it's like, yeah, well, see, the problem with that is you keep feeding it, and it's going to know you better than you know yourself. And before you know it, it's going to be running your life. And oh, I saw a newest Geordie Rose. Remember I told you about Geordie Rose?
I know who Geordie Rose is, yeah.
Quantum computing and all that.
Yeah.
Well, he's got a new video out. Well, it's not new. I think he did like 7 months ago, but it's just got up on YouTube that I found. And he's talking even more about the other dimensions and the entities that they're working with, and they're getting technology from, and how how people have it wrong, that it's not demons and conjuring up demons. It's entities that they're not necessarily nice, but they can help us. And it's weird. It's weird. And he's been working towards the AI robot that's indistinguishable from humans. That's his goal. He wants to be the guy that is controlling all the robots in the world.
Well, him and Ben Gortzel.
He thinks it should be his algorithm. It should be his vision.
That's literally what they all think. I mean, because you got him and Ben Gortzel, and who created Sophia, the AI robot, and Ben Gortzel, is the same way. He it's his I've tried to find a connection between Ben Gortzel and Elon Musk and Jordy Rose, and I haven't found much of a connection between the three of them, that they interact with one another. But I know they do. I know they do.
No, you don't need. No, that's not what the connection has to be. The connection is back in their private schools and places they went to school. Where were they trained? Where were they taught? That's the connection, because they're doing these things from their base where they were sent out from.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, because they probably didn't like each other in school. They're antisocial people about just pretty much as it is. They're pretty nerdy. So them interacting isn't the deal you look for. It's where did they come from? Who are their connections, that are now being brought back? Where'd they go to school? Who are those people?
No, that's
like Klaus Schwab said, like Justin Trudeau, a bunch of world leaders now were in the Youth World Economic Forum program when they were teenagers. They came up through the World Economic Program. So they control a lot of the upper schools and things like that, private schools. So yeah, that's their connection, is who taught them. Who indoctrinated them.
Yeah. No. That's a nice toss. I ain't thought about that. That's a nice toss, brother. Oh my goodness, that's a nice toss. Praise Jesus. We might find a connection now. Thank you.
Trust me, you will. You will.
Thank you. You're right.
Because these guys, this is what's so funny, is those kind of guys who came on the scene and we're told they're these geniuses, they're billionaires, they invent, this is what they do. This is their thing. And we just take it. We're like, great, super. But nobody knows what was the spark. What was the first thing where, like, Elon Musk, he had PayPal. Okay, PayPal was pretty simple software, right? Comparative to software, PayPal was pretty simple, that it was just a one-way deal. You were able to input information and they could do your account. Simple. Well, Mark Cuban, he got rich off of that. Him and some other people. Well, not Mark Cuban, but that was Elon's. What was Mark Cuban's? Mark Cuban's was something really silly like that. It was an app.
I don't know the name.
Mark Cuban owns the Dallas Mavericks. You don't know Mark Cuban?
No, I don't know Mark Cuban.
You've been living under half of a rock anyway, hadn't you?
I told you. I mean, don't you know it by now?
But those kind of guys, in that realm, it was an app. It was an app. They wrote some code and they made an app. And they got rich You know, they became billionaires off of a simple single app.
Mm-hmm.
And there's other people that have done that too, but you don't see them boom, 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 going and just billions and doing all these things. There's been hundreds, there's probably been tens of thousands of people make apps and make millions, right?
Right.
But you don't see
Right.
them leapfrogging. You don't see them
Mm-hmm.
just boom.
Right.
Where did he come from? Because what was his degree? I think he got a degree in engineering, mechanical engineering, or something. I'm not even sure. Don't get me lying about it. But it's just, where did they get indoctrinated? Where'd they
Mm-hmm.
come from?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it just, I don't know. It just is too murky. All these people's just whole stories just too murky. You know, you
Mm-hmm.
watch TV shows like The Big Bang Theory.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly, this Sheldon character is a known genius from very young, and going all the way up through, you know, he's meeting all the famous scientists, Neil deGrasse Tyson, oh, what's his name in the chair, Hawking's. He's meeting all these people, and only him, you know, only him. It's him that pierces into these things because of his genius.
Mm-hmm.
All these people, he gets thrown across their path. Think about the other characters. They didn't ever run across these people because
Right.
they're super genius. Their whole life, we've known them. We're known, okay, we go to them. Elon and them, they just all of a sudden were on the scene, and people are going, oh, look at these geniuses. We never heard of them before. They didn't come up to the ranks. There weren't articles about them. Genius boy, you know, graduated high school early. You know, none of that. But you're telling us these are the top shelf guys. These are the smartest we got. But they just kind of, boom, came out of nowhere. Usually, people like that, you see their maturation over their life. You know, everybody's seen those stories about the super smart, you know, kid. But these guys, zero.
Nothing.
Just
Nothing.
just
No,
saying.
no,
It's
you're right.
usually
You're
a
right.
hype. It's usually a hype coming. This guy, this dude's gonna change the world. Here he comes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And he does. He ends up doing it.
Right? Right? They go into some obscure deal where they, you know, do something,
To
but
me, it's just another movie. To me, that's what it is. All the media scenes and stuff, and showing the guy, and picking Elon Musk, Ben Gortzel, any of them, is showing them in the in the media and whatnot. It's just their movie. it's
right,
it's because they're just actors. They're actors. They might be the ones that are running the show, or they might not be.
right, I'll
We
be
But you're right. We didn't hear about them from the time they were itty bitty babies.
right.
That they were freaking
We got
geniuses
a
and
prodigy over
pretty
here.
young.
Yeah,
Right.
but it's also one of those deals where if you look at these guys, think about all the stories about the people who win the lottery. What happens to most people when, bam, all of a sudden they've got millions and millions of dollars? They don't handle it well. They can't handle it well. A lot of people that win the lottery, they don't do well afterwards. It's a
Right.
very small percentage. Well,
It's
what's the
one of those
difference in
moments
these
so
guys
important.
that all of a sudden they developed this app and they sold it, and boom, they're multi-million dollar, you know, millionaires overnight, right? I mean, how come you don't hear a tragedy out of that? There's never a tragedy with these guys. They were able to just go to millionaire to billionaire status and just be the, you know, most level-headed, perfect business-minded person ever. Never happens to them. But, you know, that's just one of those phenomenons that, how come? How come? Now there's been millionaire, billionaire kids that were rich their whole lives that twisted off and, you know, did crazy stuff, but not our geniuses, not our tech geniuses.
No. I've kept them in the dark.
Now, have they done things they shouldn't have at Bohemian Grove or on the island or something like that? Yeah. You know what I'd like to know one day?
What would you like to know one day?
If Jeffrey Epstein didn't, when he got all those people on the island, didn't have them all in a room and go, do you know why you're here? Yeah, we're here to barbecue, have drinks, sure. No, that's not why you're here. You're here because you're all compromised. And you're going to all be given your marching orders going forward. And if you don't want to do it, that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You're going to do it whether you like it or not. So everybody, let's have fun. Let's have a good time. Yeah. Is that the deal?
Yes.
And everybody over the next few days gets shown, here's what we got on you, and here's what you're going to do.
Right.
Okay? Sound good? Here, have a margarita. Have another margarita.
Right. Let's
Have
be
you been to
friends.
the pool yet? Have you been out to the pool? It's great.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the story there? Or is it all everybody's having fun and they wake up and they're in bed with an underage and they're going, what happened? They're like, oh, I can't believe you did this. We've got pictures. I can't believe you did this. You know, which one is it?
Yeah. Or did he lure them there to blackmail them? Yeah.
Yeah, which one is it? Because a lot of people went. A lot of people went many times. Many times. That's why I think their first time they knew. They're like, this is the deal. And you're going to get to come and you're going to do whatever you want now. You're compromised. Why quit now? Yeah. Why quit now? You're going to keep doing what we need you to do and you're going to stay rich. And it's all going to be good. You don't want to do it anymore. We'll shut you down. That's when you're ready to stop. And just tell us, well, you saw so-and-so, that helicopter crash. That was crazy, wasn't it? You saw so-and-so, you know, that boat sank. Woo, that's weird. Yeah, so anytime you're ready, we'll let you go.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. You know, going to Aaron Brockovich. Aaron Brockovich, that's what it is. Yeah. Being that she's, you know, in where they had the wreck, the train wreck.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's like there doing the stuff, you know. Did you know that she was involved, well, actually right now still involved in a case, apparently, supposedly, in a case in Hollywood at the Hollywood High School. Because there's a factory that is across the street that has chemicals, and there's a lot of people, the Hollywood children, that have been getting sick and with cancers and diseases and whatnot. And so, like, her name, Erin Abrakovich's name, is being slandered all through Hollywood, because Hollywood doesn't like she's trying to shut down their school. Pretty much, she's trying to shut it down and move it, right? And then all of a sudden, like, this happened just a few months before the derailing of the train. Yeah, I looked it up because when I seen that she was involved with this train, you know, the chemical spill with the trains, I was like, dude, like, what else is going on here? And then I happened to come across that she's in a few news pages, and I believe was even on the news with Hollywood, that they're slandering her name for trying to put the school down. Well, so now, it's like,
I did hear about it was a Congressman, Josh Hawley, was talking about there's a town in Missouri that for 2 or 3 years now they've known that the school was on like a toxic dump. they went and they got some tests done and stuff, and this thing is just nasty, terrible. So they shut the school down and stuff, busing the kids to another town to go to school. And government has EPA hadn't been out there. Nobody's been out there to do tests to see what it is, to do a cleanup plan, nothing. And he's just pissed off. He's like, what's going on here? You know, this is a community, although it be a small one. It's been contaminated by the federal government, and you're not doing anything. And they're like, oh yeah, we'll get back to you on that. Yeah, we're moving on that. Yeah, we're doing something. He's like, yeah, I ain't done nothing. Nothing. The school been there for 40 years, 50 years. It's been there, and it's on a toxic dump site. Nobody knows. You didn't heard that. You didn't heard nothing about that.
No. Looking through all of these with Aaron Brockovich, I found that there was 2 more news stories. One in Pennsylvania area. Really, all you have to do is, if you're gonna look it up, you know, put in chemical spills, contaminating chemical spills or whatever, you know, something along those lines, and news channel. And dude, I'm serious, within just 1 week there was like an explosion in this factory over here, and then somewhere else in another state there was an explosion, and then come to find out over here in freaking Oak Ridge, Tennessee, they flipping had an explosion in one of their uranium tanks. So
it's happening everywhere. It's crazy.
I know.
So many food processing plants have been destroyed over the last 2 years. The Babylon Bee, you know what the Babylon Bee is, right? It's a satire Christian site. It does satire, and the left. Hey Jason, what's up, bud? But the left is so stupid that many times the Babylon Bee is a satire comedy Christian site that they have fact checked their headlines. Joke, right? They don't even get the joke. Well, they put out a meme that said the federal government looking into why this processing plant hasn't caught on fire yet. You know, that kind of stuff. Right. Like so many of them, it's like the government's going, wait a minute, we didn't have any this week. How come one didn't blow up? What's going on here? We need to investigate. But when you see their investigations, it's like, yeah, you did it. We've got the evidence. Okay. Hearing's over. See ya. That's it. You don't ever see anything else. Nothing. Nobody ever gets prosecuted. Nobody ever gets held accountable. They just have their hearing, and if you sit and you're patient and you listen to them, you hear all the evidence, and they're busted. They did it. It's you know, it's pretty clear. You know, they never admit it. They always lie. Then you catch them lying, and nothing ever happens. It's just crazy. If you hadn't watched any of these new hearings that the Republicans are doing, there's some good moments, man. There's some real good times when those Republican congressmen are going. They told Mayorkas, that one dude from Alabama, he's great. Just told him, we're sick of your lies. That's all we get from you. You just lie every time you walk in this building. You should resign in shame. You know, you're going to go down in history as the man who ruined America. Yeah, you can put him out front. But morning, dear. But these guys, it's just so, oh my God. It's just so ridiculous. They just sit there and you know they're lying. They know they're lying. And then plenty of congressmen go, everybody in the room knows the answer. You just won't say it.
Yeah.
You won't tell the truth. You know? What do you do?
Right.
What do you do when they sit there so arrogant knowing nothing's going to happen to me? I can sit here and just tell you lies all day long. Ain't not going to happen to me. Yeah.
But even if you catch them in it. Even if you catch them.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. They are caught. They have been caught.
No, no. Even if you call them out in court, even if you call it out, right.
Oh yeah, they'll lie. Well, like Matt Getz, the head. Think about this: the head of cybersecurity for the FBI. He was being questioned, and he's being asked, well, the FBI looked at the Hunter Biden laptop, and was anything on there deemed, to be as national security? And guys, oh, I don't have anything to do with that. And he's like, but you're the head of cyber for the FBI. Wouldn't you be the one that would know that that would go through you? This is cyber. This is banking, electronic banking. It's cyber. You're the guy. Oh yeah. Well, I don't know anything about that. I don't. Do you know where his laptop is? I don't know anything about that. And he keeps asking him about this, and he says, "Look, I don't know anything about Hunter Biden laptop. You can ask me all the questions you want. I don't know anything." And he's like, "But you're the top guy for cybersecurity. Well, you should be the tip of the spear on this. You should be leading this." Well, no, that's with DOJ. DOJ's handling that. And if you want to talk to them, he says, we talk to them, and they says, the FBI, that's your purview. And they keep doing that game back and forth. Not me. They've got it. And then they get in there and they're like, well, me? No, I don't have it. He has it. I don't know what you're talking about. And you know how many times they've gotten so frustrated with these witnesses? They're like, why are you here? You don't know anything. You don't know any numbers. You don't know any names. You don't know any situation. You don't know anything. Why did they send you? And they're like, I thought we were going to talk about this. And they're like, oh my God. It's just so crazy.
Dude, Jason, I'm not kidding. We just went to freaking Jason went to court, and seriously,
it's even on the lower levels.
The general attorney, I'll let you because you got it going on, but the general attorney,
district
yeah, that ninja had no idea how to respond to Jason. None. The judge gave more codes, spit out more codes to Jason than the freaking general did. I mean, I was stunned. I mean, I was like, why is he even here? It should just, it's only been between the judge and Jason pretty much.
So he goes like this. Check this out, Tommy. So it goes like this. So the first time I was there, I challenged jurisdiction. Now the judge left the battlefield, dude, because he told me he wasn't talking to me anymore. Because I got him to admit that it was a criminal action, and then I was trying to get him to choose between admiralty and common law jurisdiction, and that's when he said, "Mr. Hicks, I'm not answering any more of your questions." And I said, "Are you not talking to me anymore?" And he goes, "Respectfully, sir, that's right." And so he left the battlefield. So the court never proved jurisdiction. So it should be over.
Right.
That's it. Well, he set up another hearing. So then I go to the other hearing, and then I got him and the district attorney general trying to railroad me, or trying to steamroll me into a decision as to what kind of trial I want.
Right.
And so what they're doing is they were trying to get me to move the court forward.
Right.
Right. And he kept saying, Mr. Hicks, I know you don't consent and all this stuff, but, you're going to have to make a decision and all that. But see, if I would have made the decision, and I didn't make the decision.
Right.
If I would have made the decision, it doesn't matter whether I consent or I don't. It's empty words at that point, because now I've allowed the court to move forward.
Right.
And not only that, they conspired it. While I was in court with them, Ashley caught the district attorney general texting the judge.
Right.
While I was in court. I
would have said, whoa, I want to subpoena y'all's phones right now.
Right.
Y'all are talking, and I'm in the room. I want to know. I have a right
to
know.
So they conspired, they contrived this little thing where they wanted me to choose the trial. I'm sure they contrived that while we were all in court in session together.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So I didn't make a decision. And then the judge gave me till Monday. So then so I wrote out my decision on Monday, and my decision was that I'm not making a decision because you still haven't proved jurisdiction. So so I'm going in
step
again.
one. You still haven't followed through on the first step.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, well, check this out.
Yeah, we're still back here on peg one.
But look how they did it, though. This is how they did it. So here's the district attorney. Your Honor, you have jurisdiction. It's in the code, Your Honor. You have jurisdiction, right? So I objected. I was like hearsay.
He was so awesome.
I was like the guy's just talking. He can talk all he wants, but until it's a matter of law,
right?
And then here's the judge. Well, Mr. Hicks, I believe I have jurisdiction.
I believe.
So again, more hearsay. So that's what they predicated the whole thing on that. Your Honor, I believe you have jurisdiction, and then the judge saying, I believe I have jurisdiction.
I agree with you, man. Hey,
yeah.
Right. It's totally agree. Oh, Jason busted him out, and it freaking made the general so mad. He was over rocking in his seat when he was not rocking in his seat until this point.
Yeah.
But because Jason,
I called the general out on his.
Have to do their job. They never have to do their job. They have this little dance they do. I come in with this form. You go bam, okay. We go bam, okay. We move along. We always have this perfect little dance. Nobody bucks the system.
Right.
Nobody. If you want to buck the system, you usually have a lawyer, and the lawyer goes, no, this is what we're going to do. Yeah.
Well, it was interesting because the district attorney said he said that he wasn't an employee of the state of Tennessee. because
Good morning, dear. You're right. How are you not?
Well, that's what I objected, and I said even if he's not hired by the state of Tennessee, or even if he's not working for the state of Tennessee, he's representing the state of Tennessee.
Right. Or the county you're in, the county you're in at minimum.
Right.
Minimum
Right.
representing the state.
Yeah,
right.
No doubt.
So I'm going in there. On Friday, and this Friday coming up. Oh, by the way, the judge blocked all my motions. So now he's blocking my right to defend.
Mm-hmm.
And he passed it down
to get a lawyer.
What's that?
Is he gonna try and force you to get a lawyer?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not going to get a lawyer. But here's the thing. So I go down to the courthouse to file a motion to bring a recording device again, and the lady goes, that'll be $25. And I'm like, $25? And she goes, yeah. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but Tennessee Constitution, Article 1, Section 9 says that it's the right of the accused to be heard in the court of law.
Yeah.
And to defend myself. So you can't find
your own recorder. Yeah.
And so you can't find fee or tax or right, and she goes, well, Tennessee code animated. Like, so I could tell she didn't even know what the hell she was talking about, because she's like, Tennessee code animated.
Okay. And that means
and
what?
I'm like, do you have the annotated code?
Yeah. Where is the annotated?
And she goes, well, I'll go get it. And I said, go get it then. It was my first day of not being on coffee, so she picked the wrong day.
Messing with a clear-minded, jittery man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Clear-minded, jittery man.
A little ornery too. So, so she goes, she gets the code, she brings it back to me. You know what the code was? It was for a post-judgment motion.
Post-judgment. I don't want a post-judgment motion.
Right. And so I was like, this doesn't even apply to me. And I kind of tossed it back under the window. And of course she had like 3 pages and yeah, right up in her face. And
Started.
yeah, just great, right? And so she gets all red in the face and everything. And I'm like, you need to file my motion. And she goes, Mr. Hicks, she goes, I ain't talking. She goes, I ain't got time for this today. And you just need to leave. And I'm like, well, you got to file my motion. She's like, I'm abiding by the law, Mr. Hicks. And I'm like, I just showed you that you're not abiding by the law. And she goes, we're through here. And she calls the sheriff. So then the sheriff comes, and I go, Sheriff, I said, they're impeding on my right to defend myself in the court of law. How do you feel about that, Sheriff? And he goes, look, man, I'm just doing what I'm told. And I said, and that's the problem with our country right now, is that everybody's just going around doing what they're told.
Right.
Yeah. So he escorted me off the premises. And
File your motion?
No. So what I'm going to do is I'm going into court on Friday, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to motion the court to have a private meeting in the judge's chambers, because I'm about to tell this judge that I'm going to file complaints in every single Secretary of State, the
Attorney General, right?
The Attorney General, yeah, all that stuff. I'm gonna let them know. I'll be like, look, you should have dropped this in the beginning because you left the battlefield.
Yeah.
And now you're keeping it going. And then, because I listened to the audio of our last one, and I'm gonna tell them, I'm like, you guys are trying to steamroll me into moving the court forward. I'm not gonna do that. And my wife caught you, General, texting the judge, during my trial, man. I'm like, is that a fair trial? And I'm gonna be like, look, I have a bunch of friends that told me that Dixon County is corrupt. And I said, no, they're not corrupt. I said, you just don't know the law and you don't understand. And they're using, and because you don't understand, in your ignorance, they're bringing this stuff. They're bringing this stuff down on you. And I'm going to tell them, but now that I've been in the court system, I can say that it is totally corrupt. Is this the legacy you guys want to leave?
You're not out there for me. You're not protecting me. I don't know why you're fighting, why they would fight somebody like you so hard over something so minute.
Right. What am I? 0.00001% of the people that would ever, that raise questions and challenge the court.
Right. It's just power. It's just power. They don't appreciate you not going along with the system.
Right. Well, another thing I found out too, when I was looking up the code that the lady showed me, so that I could bring that in. But also I found that the judge gets 5% commission on all his rulings.
Sure. Why wouldn't he?
Right.
That only makes sense.
Right. Yeah, it's right there in the Tennessee codes that he makes 5%. Right. Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, of course he's gonna freaking charge people, fine people, and all that stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what they do to a beauty queen judge that was getting 5% on every pageant he judged? They hang them. You can't do that. You can't do that to people. You're just supposed to be judging their beauty.
Right.
You're not supposed to be getting paid for every damn one. What are you doing?
Right.
But hey, this guy, what do you say to that?
Right.
That's them working together going, hey guys, all these fines we take in and stuff, is there any way shoot 5% or so over to each judge that rules on these cases? No lawyer.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, Bob, we can get you some money on that. Sure, why not? Everybody agree? All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
City in the
Well,
state.
it's an incentive. It's an incentive.
Most people probably don't know that.
Right.
No, dude. I
Most
just learned. We just learned it. I mean,
Yeah, I just learned it yesterday when I was going through the codes.
he just like. I mean, I can't even believe it.
Yeah.
I was stunned. Mouth freaking dropped. I can't even believe that.
But so many of those, so much of the statutory codes. I mean, there's so many constitutional rights violated in those codes, like all over the place. Did you know that in the state of Tennessee, that when you get pulled over, that cop has the, according to the Tennessee codes, that he could take you to jail right there, but it's on his own discretion that he doesn't, and he writes you a ticket.
All right. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that judge thing seems to me like they were going, look, everybody's getting pissed about y'all taking bribes. Guys, how about we just do a 5% across the board for everybody? And quit
right.
we keep getting in trouble with this shit. It don't look good. Okay.
Right.
We'll cut the bribes out. Everybody will get the same cut. Okay.
Yeah.
You make us look bad. Just awful.
Oh, good morning, Gladys. Where's she go?
That's it. No, you're right.
Morning.
Right.
You know,
they make it legal. They make it legal.
That birthed. I mean, how else is that birthed? You know, a new judge comes in. They're like, "Look, tell you right now, you don't take bribes. We got an incentive program for you. Okay?
Yeah.
Anybody comes to you and tries to bribe you, tell them, no, I'm not giving up my incentive program. I'd love to, but you can't match this. Not gonna do it.
Right. Yeah, no doubt.
When they judge over a $5 million case.
Yeah.
They get 5% of that?
I don't know.
Really, guys? Over a $50 case. Do they get 5% of that?
Yeah.
And for them to take the money, and be against the Constitution. I mean, like their whole system is flipping corrupt with all these codes, these statutes that they got.
Well, the Bible says they'll make commerce.
And then Jason, in court, he described to them what a person was, the definition of a person in their own their statute,
in their statute construction. In the Tennessee codes for statute constructions, I showed them that the definition of a person is a corporate entity.
He sure did.
Yeah,
and he couldn't. And the judge couldn't go around that. The judge could not go around that. Like, he knew he was saying it was right, but man, they just.
Well, because I showed him then in the Tennessee 55, which is all your traffic laws. It said over and over again, it says person. So I was like, that doesn't apply to me.
I'm a sovereign man. I'm not a person or a corporate. I'm not that. Yeah.
Right. So the judge goes, so if you're going 80 in a 50 mile an hour zone, because it says person in the codes, that doesn't apply to you. And I go, and it was, I kind of skipped it because he was trying to trap me. So I went another direction with my answer, kind of like a politician. But now that I think about it, though, even in just saying it out loud, I realize, well, no, that because now I'm endangering the public.
Right.
So that's different. So that falls under a different category altogether, anyways.
Well, from what I understand is that you should be able to say, I'm not a person in that situation because I'm not doing commercial driving. I am doing private personal driving back and forth to my home. So that's correct. It has nothing to do with me. I'm not a person. I'm not a corporation. I'm not out there. This is not a commerce situation. I'm doing a private moving freely about the country.
Right.
It stopped me from doing that.
Right, but at the same time, you still have to, you still have to do it in an orderly fashion, right? Like, you can't be endangering lives. If you're endangering lives, well, now you're impeding on somebody else's liberty, right? So there is a line there,
But then you could also go, hey, I'm a better driver than 99% of people on the road. I'm not endangering them at all.
Yeah.
Right.
Prove
Right.
me wrong. Prove me wrong. Give me a driving test.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's the other thing too is, even with like,
I'm not a race car driver.
Right. Well, even with like not wearing a seatbelt or rolling a stop sign or speeding like 5 miles over the speed limit, the thing is that they have to prove mens rea.
Right.
Right. They have to prove that you have a guilty mind, that you intentionally broke the law.
Yeah.
Right.
Good
Because
luck with that. This guy seems like a good old boy network y'all got done stumbled into back there in the woods.
oh yeah, yeah, no doubt.
It is. And
Sounds like what y'all done stumbled into.
right. Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, dude, when Jason first got here 3 years, 3 years ago, and the first cop that he had an interaction with, he was like, "Son, you're in Tennessee."
Right.
That was the first thing he
You
said
know
to
where
me.
you're at, boy.
Yeah.
You sure got a pretty mouth.
Yeah. Well, I was trying different things, like stuff that, kind of like silly stuff that I learned on YouTube that don't work at all. And it just gets you it just lands you in jail.
Right.
And it did.
And it did.
It did.
But you got to experiment,
Yeah, you took the concept, you tested it in practicality in the real world, it failed. Okay.
Well, it failed miserably, dude. Yeah.
But on YouTube, it worked like a charm.
I got kidnapped and taken to an undisclosed location. Yeah.
Right. Against your will. That's crazy. But yeah, these guys these days, you just look back and man, the word you didn't want to hear about your politician is they're in a situation worse than Watergate. Now, freaking, when you learn about Watergate, whoa, Nixon wasn't so bad. Right. Whoa, hang on, guys. Now you see these idiots caught red-handed. No doubt about it. Unquestionable. And they're like, what?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I didn't hear that. No, that's propaganda. Disinformation. But we have the Treasury records here where 9 Biden family members got close to $1 million deposited. What about that? What? That's nothing.
Dude, and think about the AI, the technology that's coming out, and now they might even be able to use. No, not they might. They're going to. They'll be able to use it in the courts and stuff, and people are going to be able to. And they're going to be able to say that. Well, that's not my voice. That's artificially intelligent voice. That's an artificial intelligent voice. That's not my voice. But it really is their voice. Or
vice versa. I mean,
or vice versa.
You can't rely on video evidence anymore.
Not much, right? Not much.
No,
unless
no
it's
way.
actually live.
But even that, man. I mean, even that.
Stage stuff. But oh man, what was I gonna say? The politicians and their and them being covered for by the media is what's so sad. It's hard to watch those people who will sit there and
defend them
and advocate for that, saying, "Hey,
but they're paid. They're paid to do that."
How could you do that though? They got to be actors. They've got to be actors only, because they couldn't have come into the job as a professional journalist or a professional.
We don't have professional journalists anymore.
I know they have to be actors, because if they had any integrity, it's hard to believe that they couldn't all just sit back and go, wow, this is messed up. This is crazy. I just got this and they told me to say, and I can't say that. That's not true. Not one time. Nobody. They all just
and you would think there would be somebody.
It's hardcore, man. I mean, when you think about it, when you have trillions and trillions of dollars, you know, you can move the entire world into the direction that you want it to go. You know.
Speaking of moving the world in that direction, did you hear the newest from our our transportation guy, Pete Lunchbox Buttigieg? First he came out and he's in an interview and he says everybody knows that America's roads are more dangerous for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And something has to be done about that. These roads, a lot of them are just too windy. Some of them are just in bad areas. And he's trying to say roads are racist, that blacks and Hispanics and Indians, they're more likely to have a fatality on our roads these days than
What?
I swear to God, he's saying our roads are racist. Something's got to be done. And then they say they need $20 million to invest in female crash test dummies, because male crash test dummies corner the market right now, and there needs to be equity in the crash test dummy area. A lady actually said that. She actually said that there has to be equity in the crash test dummy field, and it's going to cost us $20 million for that equity. Yep, to take that crash test dummy that we have right now and put tits on it. Yeah, I'll watch the hearing. I'll watch it.
Nuts, man.
The lady was as serious as a heart attack.
The 1% just laugh. They just laugh. They laugh at all of it.
They're rubbing our noses in it.
Yeah, just here you go. Yeah.
They're begging us to fight.
Now, when they put breasts on those crash test dummies, are they now trannies? Are they transvestite?
That's the important. That's the important part for the people who say there's more than two genders. They've reduced our crash test dummies down to two genders.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's exactly where I went with it. My mom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, well, we got to fix that. We can't have like just two genders.
Well, let's give them $100 million so they can make a spectrum of crash test dummies.
Right. Yeah, because they have to have ones with like unicorn horns and tails.
How many different colors?
Mm-hmm.
Different colors. Right.
Face like a bear.
Size, fat people, skinny people, tall, short.
Right.
Because obviously the one male or adult crash test dummy and the child crash test dummies weren't good enough.
Right.
No information off of that.
Nothing. You can't gain any intelligence on that.
Gotta have a female form in there.
Yeah.
Equity. And even the stats, that's what's funny. The stats show that men are 3/4 above women more likely to have a fatal crash.
Right.
So
men drive more aggressively. Well, not this day and age. I mean, I would say, but not anymore. I found that more, you know, because I think, you know, like somebody will be like, you know, just freaking riding my butt, you know, and I always go 5 miles over the speed limit everywhere I go, you know, but somebody will be riding my butt, and I just automatically assume it's a guy because that's what guys do. And then no, sure enough, man, the second that person gets a chance to pass and I see who it is, it's a chick.
Women are the worst drivers. They cause the wrecks. They're not necessarily in them. That's the thing. They're driving behind them.
Right.
That's reality.
That's reality, right?
No doubt.
Right. Because there are no men that drive all crazy like that and whatnot.
But to bring this conversation full circle, are these kind of things that are happening not the definition of the end times, that everything is perverted. Everything. You can't go to the lowest level to the highest level and not run into corruption.
Right.
You can't.
Everything.
It's
No,
Everything.
we're definitely rolling up on it. I mean, it's not, you know how I feel about it. I don't think it's Jesus coming on the clouds. I think it's Jesus' mountain being revealed. Therefore, the alien invasion. But that's kind of the way I look at it.
But
But it's still, the thing is, there's nothing new under the sun,
right.
and it's still obviously the same kind of manipulation, propaganda, and everything that they had back in Jesus' time too. I mean, because you have they will they deceive you by their sorceries. Well, that word sorceries is pharmakia, and that's what they're doing today. And it's all under the guise of health and safety.
Mm-hmm.
That they're doing all this. So
because we're in the end times of the devil loosed.
Right.
He runs
Right.
everything.
Right, the short
Everywhere.
season.
Right, the short season.
The short season. Right.
That's where we're at.
Right.
And there's no turning back. It's not going to get better.
No, and that's the thing, and that's why it's kind of hurtful, right? Because I just watched this thing the other day where these people in the military that served in Afghanistan and Iraq, they were renouncing their medals because they learned that that 9/11 was an inside job, and and that they were there for not the reasons they were being told, but they were there because well, there was many factors, but one of them was Afghanistan stopped growing poppy seeds for the CIA, and so well they did for a time, and that's why, and the CIA used the 9/11 thing to go back into Afghanistan and bully them into no, because then when they said they were going to do it, that's when we had the largest opium epidemic.
Right. Well, my grandbabies are just FaceTiming us, so I gotta go say hi.
We love you.
Love you too, guys. Y'all have
Goodbye.
a great day. Take care. Good discernment, good vibrations, guys. Talk to y'all later.
Hi,